Alright, I wanted to show my synth collection here. Let's get some more lights on here. Okay. So this is my mostly analog synth collection. We'll start off with a non-analog. This is one of my favorites. It's the Critter and Guitari Pocket Piano. Incredibly understated name. This thing is incredible. The wood knobs you see are actually the notes. They're all in tune, so since it's not analog, it basically stays constantly in tune. It has arpeggiators. It has a very archaic 60s kind of vibe to it, even though it's FM synthesis. Run it through an effects processor. In this case, I managed to get an old Yamaha, which I stripped all the paint off and made it kind of match up with this. Fantastic. I use it a lot lately. It's definitely got its own unique sound, and that's always what I'm looking for. Okay, let's move on to more mundane analog. This is the Moog Minataur analog bass synthesizer. Came out about a year and a half ago. This actually is on loan to me right now. My brother bought this. He's in Hong Kong, so I'm going to have it for a few months. The MIDI controller here that you see, I built myself. I made it look like almost like an old modular controller. I did the wood casing around it, the metal kind of on the edges. Limited edition, as you can see, because I made it. Yeah, just because I like the vibe of the whole 70s kind of synthesizer movement. I like the look. So anyway, so that's the Minataur Moog. Now we get a little more interesting here. First up is I've got a Doepfer Dark Energy, the first edition with the rare SEM chip that has now basically been deleted, or they ran out of that chip. So the original Doepfer, this original one here, analog mono synth, they're starting to go up. The used value is starting to actually surpass what the new value was when they sold. Because of that chip, the new Dark Energy 2 has a different chip, which apparently is lacking in the punch and the bandwidth, and so anyways, yeah, great lead synth. That's mostly what I'd be using it for, or have been using it for. Here's a little rare beast here. This is the Paia Gnome. This is a 1970s era, mid-70s do-it-yourself analog kit. The stylus pen with the ribbon controller down below. I love ribbon-controlled synths. I think it's kind of what I'm actually looking to buy now, from now on. Kind of non-traditional, like the Critter Guitari, no keys. But this is great for dub and space effects. Run it through a delay, and it sounds like nothing else on the planet. It's just very cool, very rare. Below that, I have the pretty rare. This is the Korg MS-20 Legacy controller for the MS-20 app. The MS-20 app is fantastic, but without a good controller, it's really hard to operate on an iPad. So I was fortunate enough to get one of these legacy controllers, which everything is in real-time control, just like you have a real analog synth there, or analog controller. I built a custom wood frame around that to make it look like the old Korg 770. Now Korg is releasing this same size MS-20 all analog, so that's coming out, I think, actually within the next week or two. I'm definitely picking up one of those because the MS-20 is one of my favorite analog synths of all time. But yeah, so there's the MS-20. I have a Rhythm Ace FR6M analog drum machine here, early 70s, 72 I believe. This is kind of a knockoff of Roland's TR-66, if I'm correct. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It's just the build quality, the sound is great. Little side note down here, a couple analog pedals here, delay and chorus. I like to use as much analog as possible, though I'm not a complete analog snob. Korg Monotron there. Once again, run that through some effects, and you get a great toy for space effects and for dub, stuff like that. I'm saved my best synth for last. Now a lot of these synths, like the Gnome, is pretty rare. the doepfer Dark Energy is going to be pretty rare. The Critter Guitari is definitely a boutique synth. Not very many people have it, but it is available now. But here I've saved the best for last. This synth here, the ampron aubade, I've done a lot of research. I've contacted numerous people in the synth world, Kevin Leitner at Moog, the Moog Repairman, different Analog Heaven, Matrix Synth. From what I can tell and from what I've garnered, I have the only working ampron aubade synthesizer in the world. Literally the only one. There was only one other person that was known to have one. There was one at the New England Synthesizer Museum that was beat to hell. Did not work. I can't remember the former owner of that place, but he passed on at an early age, sadly. That guy was a genius. His name escapes me right now, but he had one, but missing buttons. Apparently he was trying to find out information. It's a complete mystery synth. Everyone I've talked to has no idea where it came from. Some people have said it was French because of the name, but it actually has a standard US power supply in the back. It's a flip-top synthesizer. Sounds just fantastic and so unique. So obviously a flip-top has built-in effects like wah-wah, tremolo, vibrato. This thing